A common question I get during my shows is, where do you get your wood? And it's basically wherever I can. And for today, that's some storm damage out on my property, out on the back, one of my back trails. It is a maple that has blown over, has topped itself, and it is hung up. So as of right now, it's kind of dangerous, and I need to get it down. And so I'm going to take that down today, and I'll have some wood that I can use for turning. So here we go. Okay, as you can see, this is a bad situation. It's up there a good 30 feet or so, and it is a limb that's diameter, it's easily a foot in diameter, and it's still hung up there. And so what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to cut off some of this extraneous stuff that's not holding it up at all. And then I'm going to get to an area where I can wrap my chain, put it on my tractor, and pull it away in a safe manner so it'll fall over there. Okay, I want to give a little disclaimer here. The tree I'm about to take down is very dangerous. It is hung up. I would highly suggest, if you don't know anything about it, you stay away from it. Get somebody who does know how to pull it down, and let them do it. But this is very dangerous. Do not attempt this. Alright, so it's down safe. Awesome. All I gotta do now is cut it up, and I'm gonna drag the main trunk back for me to use for turning. Okay, so I want to show you what I've accomplished. There's the big maple, and you can see the damage, and it's lost. Well, looks like this is the third go round. Once I recover from my shoulder surgery, hopefully in March, I'll be given the go ahead to do whatever I want. And in that case, if I can, then I think I will take this tree down in March. It's very big. It looks like it's at least 20 inches in diameter at the base. I can get a lot of really nice bowls out of this tree, so I'm you know, I can make use of it. And it's been something about it. It's not in a great spot, and it's losing a lot of limbs, and it only has 1 leader left, and it's a mess. So I'm going to take it down. All right, also this tree right here, and I've got 3 more pieces of it over there, is cherry, and it had been cut down. It fell down a long time ago. You can see where it had broken right there. And I had not wanted to take it because it had a very large poison ivy vine running up it. But the poison ivy looked fairly dry now. I know I can still get it from it, but it's not as big a danger. But as you can see, the heartwood is perfectly fine. So what I am going to do is I've now pulled it out. Since I have Roy coming in a week and a half, I'm going to have him mill this into boards for me. This base piece, I'll cut this ragged end off, and I'll use that for firewood. But the rest of it, I will cut into cherry boards, and it'll be great to have. All right, there's more of the maple. And I've got some firewood that I'll be able to use. I didn't cut very much of it because I don't use a ton of it. I use maybe, I don't know, between 1/2 and 1 cord, depending on how cold the winter is. I just use it to take the edge off in the shop. I have a wood stove in there. But some of this is already dry, like that one. That was a dead tree I took down because it was just sitting there. And that one's all dry, so I can burn that this year. And I like to cut up the stuff that I don't have to split. Maybe a few of those bottoms pieces I could cut in half, but or split in half. But for the most part, I try to avoid cutting down anything that I have to split. Most of the stuff that I have to split, I could use for turning, so I try not to do that. I have plenty of other wood that's too small to turn that I can, you know, in fact, burn without splitting. So that's nice. All right, so now I'm going to start hauling this back. This is the largest piece. This is the piece that broke off from the tree. And I'm going to start making trips and pulling all this stuff out of here. Here we go. So here is the results of my cutting yesterday. This is the largest part of the limb. It's every bit 12 inches in diameter. I can get some nice bowls down, especially down on that end, but honestly, if I let it just sit and spalt for a while, I could get some beautiful vases out of that, because that maple turns very nice and also takes dye very, very well. And then the other ones I got are these over here. That's more of the maple. Again, more vase material and maybe some smaller hollow forms and so forth. Thor wants to check it out. And this is the cherry that I was talking about. I got the cherry there and over there, and that cherry is solid. So heck, I can use some of it for turning, or I could possibly, I will more than likely take some of it. Oh, look at this piece. It's got all sorts of burl on it down here. All that. Yeah. I'm not sure what I'll do with that one. But, yeah, I've got options. Thanks for watching.